Welcome back, friends. It's the Halfass Crafter. I'm Laura, the Halfass Crafter. It's 20-minute Tuesday. I know. We're all very excited. We're going to do 20-minute Tuesday, and it's Tim Holtz 20-minute Tuesday. So that's lots of T's. So today's letter is T. So what we're going to do is I have already collected some stuff over here. This is all Tim Holtz stuff. I don't actually keep a whole lot of my Tim Holtz stuff in the original packaging. I did keep this, let me show you. This collage paper, I did keep the original because, you know, if you don't, it'll unravel. But this is the collage paper photographic. I don't know if they make the rolls anymore. I think they quit making the rolls and went to the collage sheets now. I don't know. The collage sheets are basically this. They're just cut into little sheets. And then I've got some people in here. These people I colored ages ago. I think I used the Tim Holtz watercolor crayons, but it's fine. We don't need to go through that. There's lots of videos on how to color the people if you want. You just take his watercolor crayons or sticks. I don't even know what they're called. They're way over there. Distress crayons? Is that what they're called? Distress crayons? And you just color on it. And you'll get this like really light coloring. So it is really cool. And then I have some, okay, so these are those. And then I have these little bits of ephemera, and they have sticky stuff on the back because I keep them. Oh, I have to show you this, and then y'all are going to be like, how did you make that book? So I have this book, and it has all of my Tim Holtz stuff in it. And there is a video that is not my video, which is where I got this idea. And I will try to remember to link it below. But what we're going to do today, oh, and I also have some Tim Holtz washi tape. What we're going to do today is we're going to do 20 minutes. I have picked up some things already. I know. The 20 minutes should probably include me picking up things, but here's what I did. I just grabbed things that I liked. I wasn't laying them out to see if I liked them on the pages. So keep that in mind. I just grabbed some Tim Holtz stuff. Someone asked Carrie over at the Paper Monkey. If you don't watch her channel, you probably want to. She makes amazing junk journals. She's also funny as heck. So you should definitely go over to see her channel and watch her create things. But she asked about using the collage paper, which it was so funny because I was already ready to do. But then she also asked about using Tim Holtz wallpapers. So before we get started, I want to tell you I did have this idea. So we're going to use the collage papers in our little book today. But if you have the Tim Holtz wallpapers, and let me show you what those are. I think this is what she meant. So these are also called backdrops, but I think he has some called wallpapers, which is basically the same thing as these. But you can use these if you don't have, let me show you. If you don't have gel plate prints, you can easily use these in place of your gel prints. So you could find a book where you could maybe do a piece of this or the whole thing. That would be a very large book. But you could actually use these as your backgrounds if you had a book that would fit these. So, and a lot of them, if you look, a lot of them have just like a whole pattern. And so you could easily just cut that up. Of course, the ones I choose are, you know, here's one. I think this is one. Yes. Well, there's also a back. I forgot there's a back. I could have looked at the back of those. So see, you could easily just take this and you could use this as your background. So if you have the wallpapers like Carrie does and you don't want to hoard them anymore like Carrie does, Carrie, quit hoarding your supplies and use them, honey. Leslie's going to have to clean all of that up. Just remember that. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I want to work, oh, I really like that. We're gonna work on these pages. I don't know, they feel kind of modern, and I really like it when someone takes something that feels kind of modern and bright and then puts the Tim Holtz stuff on. See, isn't that interesting? I think that's interesting. We're gonna do it. Okay, I don't know how well this is gonna go. I do need to get some deli paper, so let me go get the deli paper. Okay, this is deli paper. If you're like, what's deli paper? It's just the paper that you get when they give you like a sandwich, or, you know, if you're getting like a donut, there's a much smaller piece that you're supposed to get the donut with out of the grocery store or whatever. So it's like a wax type paper. Some of these prints are done on deli paper. I think this might actually be one. And then when you glue it down, you can still see the book print under here. I don't know if you can see that. So it makes it a little translucent, which is fun. So I'm going to use the deli paper because we are going to use a matte gel medium to glue the collage paper down. Now, you don't have to use a matte gel medium. You can use a glue stick. You're not going to get as translucent of an effect if you use the glue stick. But you can, in fact, glue, and I have done it successfully, you can, in fact, glue the collage paper with a glue stick. It's just not as translucent. And maybe I'll show you a piece of that. Okay, are we ready? Whew, that felt like a lot of talking. Gosh. Okay. 20 minutes starts now. Let's do it. Roll up your sleeves. Ugh. All right. So I use these little silicone, they're makeup brushes or something. And that's what I use to put my gel medium down. I'm actually not a fan of this gel medium. I like the golden heavy body gel, matte gel medium, but I need to use this up because I was gifted some of it. And I can only, the cool thing is with this Dina Wakley stuff, I can put just a smidge down and hopefully it's not as thick, but it is wetter than, this matte gel medium is wetter than the stuff that I would, than the golden or the Liquitex or whatever. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know. I don't think I've had enough caffeine this morning. All right, there we go. So see how that basically becomes translucent. It just like attaches itself down. And I'm going to try to pick up as much of this matte gel medium as possible, because then I'm going to put some up here. All right, probably need a smidge more. Okay. So, and then I'll lay this down there. And the cool thing is, I have another idea for 20 Minute Tuesday where we're going to use my leftover gel prints to do some abstract random collage on these pages. And it's going to be a very similar effect as this is. And if it's white like this, can you see that? You see where it's white right there? That means that you don't have any adhesive under it. So you need to put your matte gel medium under there, or else it could come up. So what I need is more matte gel medium, and then it should lay itself down. And also, if you let it dry, sometimes the matte gel medium will absorb down into it. See these white spots here? So I'm going to hope that that matte gel medium will absorb down into it. All right, let's put one over on this side. Let me see. I thought I had one. Oh yeah, that one. I want that one there. All right, so Why are we doing 20-minute Tuesday? So I started 20-minute Tuesday because I still have a full-time job that I work. So I work a full 40 hours a week. I take care of horses, my own. But I am still working. And I realized that sometimes I think I don't have time for art. And I wanted to make sure that I gave myself time for art. And I realized if I told myself, okay, you have 20 minutes, you can do art in 20 minutes. That, you know what? I can do art for 20 minutes. I can find 20 minutes in a day to do art. I will tell you, this has also led this whole realization that I definitely have 20 minutes to do art in a day has led to me realizing that I have 20 minutes to exercise in a day as well. So I have actually ended up finding time to exercise as well as do art, which is really pleasant, if I'm honest. It's very nice. All right, I'm going to hold my brush up pretty straight and try to get all of this off, this excess matte gel medium. There we go. Okay, and then I have a little piece here. We're just gonna add that here, like, well, I'm gonna tear this bottom because it's too straight. Don't want that. We're just gonna add that here, like so. And I can cut off any excess that I need. There we go. Ooh, that's very moody, isn't it? I wasn't even going for moody, but I'll take it. That's fun. Okay, and then I need the whole thing to dry. Let's see, do we want to add any more over here? Maybe? Nah, I think we're good. Okay, so the next thing is, I did think about, the reason I got the washi tape is because I was like, well, maybe I could run some washi tape down the middle here, and if it all fits together, then my hope was that it would all look correct, you know? So the next thing I have is I have these pieces of ephemera. So I'm going to take my Distress Oxide and my little dauber here, and I'm gonna ink the edges. Wow, I haven't done this in so long. I've been so obsessed with glue books lately that I feel like I have, oh, why is that? What is that? Is that just some glue? I've been so obsessed with glue books lately that I haven't worked with any of this stuff, so this is a lot of fun. I love it when I get a little inspiration to go work with some of my supplies that maybe I haven't worked with lately. It's always fun. Okay, so here's where we're gonna, well, let me ink all of this first. And I definitely want black. Why am I using black instead of brown? I'm using black instead of brown because this has black in it. So I want to stick with I think black, when you ink the edges with black, I think it's a bit more modern. It doesn't go to that vintagey, you know, like Victorian look. It's more of a modern, grungy look. And so that's what I'm going for through all of this, is like a modern, grungy look. And this one's getting all, I don't know what's going on with this one, but okay. If this is how you want to run it, we'll run it that way, I suppose. There we go. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to ink the edges of these things, and then we're going to figure out how to put them on. And so, like I said, I didn't figure out, you know, oh, well, I want these people and they're going to be doing this. And I just went through my people and I thought, let's use these. I don't know why I chose them, I just did. And then I thought to myself, well, I need some background bits and I want to use up some Tim Holtz stuff. So I'm going to go through my Tim Holtz, and then I just pulled the Tim Holtz stuff that I thought looked interesting and was what I wanted to use. So I'm not using this stuff because I've already like laid it all out and I know how I want to arrange it. That's not it at all. Okay, so inking these, sometimes I don't like it, sometimes I do. I'm gonna ink it anyway because, you know, why not, right? So when you break your tasks down into 20 minutes or little bite-sized pieces, even if it's 5 or 10, it really makes things go a bit easier. I have Tilly the tutor behind me, so if you hear any toots, they're not mine. They're not mine. But I think it makes things a lot easier. So like when I go running, I run for 20 minutes. And what I do is I break it into 5-minute chunks. And I'm like, all right, I've done 5 minutes. I'm a quarter of the way done. And then I'm like, all right, I did 10 minutes. I'm halfway done. And then I'm, you know, and that's how I break it down. I just break it down into little bite-sized pieces in the moment so that I'm not going, oh my gosh, I have to keep doing this for 20 minutes. I'm only 2 minutes in. Instead, I'm like, ooh, I'm 2 minutes in. I'm almost done with this first 5 minutes. And I find that that helps my brain a ton to look at it that way rather than, you know, the whole thing. I will say that didn't work very well when I ran my marathon because when, you know, you hit the wall, they call it the wall around mile 18 and you're like, oh my God, I'm just going to be running forever. It's never gonna stop. And that is exactly where my brain went. And then, you know, my husband, who wasn't my husband yet, he had to talk me off the ledge and say, well, the car's over there, so you got to get to the car. And I was like, well, I might as well finish this stupid race if I got to get to the car anyway. So I finished the stupid race. It took me a very long time, but it was fine. It wasn't as long as I thought it would be, and it was okay. All right, so I have this little piece, which I'm not sure I'm going to use. All right, so let's see. I think that the family should go with the Ferris wheel. And then I think that these folks should go here. And I know that kind of puts them all close together, but I don't really want to cover up that number 77. Although maybe I could put them like that. Although that's kind of weird. What if I move them up? But now they're just floating in space. They're like, woo, floaty. All right. Let's see. I think we need the circus on this one. So we're going to lay this out. This is drawing and painting, and I think that this should go over here because I think maybe we should do something like this. This is where I really want these folks, and I know that they're very close together, but I just can't really care about that. And then we could either do, she could get these little flowers and they could get a feather. Maybe something like that. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, okay. Could we do maybe like that? I like this. Let's work on this. Okay, so because I have the matte gel medium down, these have little sticky bits already on them, but I'm not going to rely on those to adhere this. So I have the matte gel medium down, and I have, this is acrylic paint. I'm just going to go ahead and use my art glitter glue to adhere this down. All right. And then this is going to go about like that. It's gonna look like that this family has gone to the circus, which is amazing. And yeah, I cut that, or I ripped that, but that's okay. I will try to find the video. If I don't put the link for that video for how do I store my Tim Holtz stuff, y'all just remind me, okay? You can always remind me. I don't take offense if you remind me about stuff. All right, and then, ooh, nope, we're down. It is what it is. And then I could do the feather like that. The feather will be just above them. So I'm gonna do that. Oop. Okay. I love 20-minute Tuesday. It's so good. So good. Whoops. All right. Push that down. Let me pull these folks up for a second. All right. Now we're gonna glue them down. And this is it, you know, it's just, y'all, art shouldn't be stressful. Art should be relaxing and fun. And really, I think it's taken me to have a mental shift where I said to myself, I'm excited that I'm using my stuff. Rather than being worried that I'm not using my stuff properly or whatever, I just get excited that I'm finally using my stuff. I'm gonna put them closer in like that. Yes, look how cute they are. Look at that. Aren't they cute? All right, we still have a little under 5 minutes left. So, all right. So I could do that. And then these folks. That's a little boring, isn't it? It's also, I think maybe that's a lot. So I think maybe we do this. And I like this drawing and painting because I feel like this couple is trying to get their portrait done, you know? Like, they're like, ooh, I need this nice lady to draw and paint us. All right, and then we can just put these back there for a little bit of color because the other family has color. And these folks don't. And then could do, ooh, maybe we could do like that. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. So I really do recommend that you start looking at things like, oh, I get to use my supplies. Because how I'm looking at this isn't at like, oh no, I'm using my Tim Holtz stuff and then I won't have it anymore. I'm looking at it as, oh, how fun, I get to use my Tim Holtz stuff. And that is way more exciting to me than hoarding it now. But this wasn't always the case. This didn't always feel this way. I had to make myself, I would be like, oh no, I don't want to use this. And then I would say, no, this is exciting. You get to use it. So now you can use it up and then you can go buy more stuff once you use all of this up. So I'm trying to use up my stuff so that I can give myself permission to go buy more stuff later. We'll see how that works. I've done really well. I haven't been going to the thrift store. Even though my friend Amy, hi Amy, she watches my videos, even though she texts me and says, the thrift store is having 50% off. And then I'm like, ooh, should I go? I should go. Maybe I should go. And then I'm like, Laura, you have like over 1,000 magazines right now in your art room. The last thing you need to do is go to the thrift store and get more magazines. And then my brain went, ooh, but maybe I could find some books. And then I was like, Laura, you don't need any more books. Do you know how many books you have? A lot of books. I do have a lot of books. I have way more books than I probably actually need. Okay, so I was thinking we could put this here. I like that. Okay, so for the washi tape, I am going to use some glue. So I'm going to take my glue stick and I'm just going to do this to get some glue on the washi tape. And it does kind of make the washi tape less sticky out of the gate, but I promise you it is not less sticky. All right. And I know you're like, that wasn't centered. It wasn't meant to be because I was going to put another piece down. Ooh, but I actually, oh, nope, I can't move it. I cannot take it off. I started to rip the page. As a matter of fact, I got to put some glue on this. Okay. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue here like that. And I'm going to close this and push on it. All right. And then I'm going to run a small piece on this side. So I accidentally covered him up a little bit, which I didn't actually want to do, but that's okay. And then I can do a little piece like that. And I think we are done. All right, so we took 20 minutes out of our day and we did a little art journal page in our little book. And it's all okay. Here we go. That's where I need it to go. And I've covered both of them. I've covered him a little bit. I've covered this little girl a little bit. That's okay. I'm going to close that and smush it to hopefully set that tape down. But I do have to leave it open to dry. And then I'll trim the tape once everything's dry. But this is still a little damp, so I don't want to mess anything up. I think maybe I'll do this. I'm going to put these in here. And I'm going to hope that the deli paper doesn't stick to the still damp matte gel medium. It's not wet, but it is definitely damp. So, all right, there you have it. There's your 20-minute Tuesday. We did it. We made some cute collages in our little book. And don't forget, you can use the Tim Holtz backdrops. If you don't have gel plate prints, you can use anything. You can use scrapbook paper. You can use magazine pages, whatever you find that you want to use, you can do this exact same thing. It's just a little book and it just has some backgrounds in it. And yeah, I covered these backgrounds up a bit more than I've covered my other ones up, but that's okay. I don't mind. I don't mind it at all. I love how they came out. There you go. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I love them. I hope you do too. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. And I hope that you enjoyed this. Thanks for showing up. I will see you again on Saturday, if not before. Have a wonderful day.